Today we'll be doing Dimensions and Entropy Tier 3. I'll be using Vincent, Warrior of Light, and Agrias. Let's take a look at a monster here. You can see it doesn't have much in the way of resistances, so your damage can be whatever you want. But you can see the nasty things they do. They have some very powerful AoE attacks that can kill you, and some very obnoxious buffs that you really need to dispel or push off. So I'm using Vincent to get rid of the buffs. Warrior of Light to protect me from the area attacks, and Agrias to give me some healing and some battery and a clutch paralyze. I'll be using Rama as my summon because I'm probably going to leak Brave because both Warrior of Light and Warrior of Light and Agrias can generate Brave, and Vincent hits pretty hard. Okay, so getting right into this here. I want to conserve abilities early on, so I'll be using a lot of HP++. It's nice on Vincent because he starts with it active. Agrias, I like to use a Knight's Pride right from the get-go. It gets a second set of stacks, so you start at 4 stacks instead of 2. Your regen is just a little stronger. And then Warrior of Light, of course, I'll open with a Shining Shield. And this is to make sure I don't take any Brave Breaks from the random sort of junk monsters you fight at the beginning. The score on this is really tight if you're not using someone like ULTIMECIA with free turns. And I have missed the score on this by literally a single Brave Break. So I went and unlocked my Warrior of Light to have Shining Shield for this. It's really that tight if you don't have free turns. Okay, so you can see I've been conserving quite a lot of abilities here. Wave 2. I do need to use an occasional ability, or I'm going to waste too many turns. You do need to finish about 10 turns under count with this kind of team. So I can use something like a Judgment Blade just to deal a little area damage. Obviously, it's split damage, so it's not going to kill a lot of stuff, but it does cripple them enough that I can sometimes finish them off with other abilities. Or finish them off with an HP+. I think I'll go for the middle one here. It has the most health. Vincent should be able to finish it off now with an HP attack. You'll notice I distribute my attacks a lot when I use Vincent. That's because you generate a lot more Brave when there's more targets with him, and that makes him able to fight without using abilities. That said, alright, so coming in here, want to look at how to break them best. Could just use a Judgment Blade to break them both, but I'll go for A. Vincent, I want to open with an ability here, because either of his abilities will inflict a weakness, and that makes sure that my HP plus is going to deal meaningful damage to both of them. It's important to use either ability would have been fine. I think the lightning damage and attack down is more valuable, so I like to open with Beast Flare instead. The other big thing is you want to make sure that Warrior of Light's Shining Shield stays in effect for most of this to protect you from the AoE attacks from the Lich, but also it must be up to block the Marlith's big attack, or it could very well kill someone. Especially if she's inflicted max HP down. Agrias is nice. Her HP plus is actually very strong with a battery and a pretty strong Brave attack attached to it. It's going to give her a lot of longevity in this fight. Warrior of Light as well has a pretty decent HP plus, so does Vincent. This team has a lot of longevity with just their HP attacks, which is really good. And you can see that's hitting them both for quite a lot of damage. So anytime her EX is up, I'm probably going to use it. There's nothing in this fight that's worth holding it for, because none of the big nasty attacks are magic for the most part. It really just delays the Lich a little bit. But it does full damage to both, so sometimes that can be helpful to leave one of them standing to finish off with an attack like that. Warrior of Light's EX I mostly use for damage, but it will help top off any HP I'm missing if Agrias can't heal enough. Okay, so Nightmare Shot. This is a very nice debuff. It's 40% defense down and sap in a frame debuff, so this also helps keep their Brave a little in check if I'm not regularly Brave shaving, because I'm using a lot of HP pluses. It also means that when I need to Brave shave with this skill, I'm going to deal enough damage. So you can see for the most part, the beginning of this fight is pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a 0 damage HP attack. Not super threatening, right? Shining Shield is pretty good at protecting people there, as are things like Int Brave and Attack Down. I lean more damage onto the Monolith because I think she's more threatening, but I do need to distribute some attacks over to the Lich because I don't want to kill the Monolith and the Lich still has half its health left because Vincent is going to lose a tremendous amount of damage. And that would be very bad for me because it's going to really, really slow down my run. Um, all right, so you're starting to see the buffs come up here now. So she just popped her really nasty buffs. And one of them is a pretty potent defense up, which is going to really make this hard if I don't get rid of it. Um, Fortunately, Vincent can push these off pretty easily. He's very fast. Um, so as a result, he's able to get all of his debuffs out very fast because he's fast. Okay, so they both have at least 3 debuffs, so my next one can go after either of them because it'll be a plus version. Warrior of Light's Throw Buckler is also another debuff that helps push something off. It's also framed, which is nice. Framed debuffs are useful for that. Alright, so we should do a live wire here. So that's the most threatening ones are off of the Monolith. You can see that the Lich can actually cleanse itself of debuffs, which is pretty annoying. He doesn't do it often. And he's also going to buff himself up once in a little bit. It's annoying when it happens right now. It would be better if that synchronized better with... Oh, nice, I got it paralyzed. It would be better if it synchronized better with the Monolith buffing so you could push them all off in one go instead it's going to take another round of debuffs. But that should be fine. So the goal with the Lich is, you can see I'm only hitting him for 1 damage because that defense up buff he's got. You really want to fully dispel him because his... Alright, so that attack, Warrior of Light Shining Shield, really saved me from. Had that not had Shining Shield and had that broken someone, that could have one-hit killed someone in my party. It's a nasty attack, and she's going to do that in a pattern. Buff, Brave Attack, use that move. So it can be really hard to maintain your steam against that kind of firepower. Anyway, as I was saying with the Lich, his last buff is health regen, and that is going to really slow down this fight and add a lot of turns to the turn count. It's going to take 6 debuffs to do that. I have 6 debuffs. Vincent's got 5. Warrior of Light's got 1. Agrias has 2. It's easy enough to push him off. I just don't want that to stay on there for all 5 turns because that's going to give him quite a lot of health back. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pushing these buffs off. So Lich is also annoying because it can strip your buffs, but I have a lot of framed buffs here. Agrias has all framed buffs. Vincent has all but 1 framed buff. Even Warrior of Light has a lot of framed buffs, so it's not actually too annoying with this team. Okay, now I'm tempted to try and paralyze the Lich to knock off health regen. We'll see if I get lucky. I did not. If I'd gotten lucky, that would have been great. Instead, I'm probably going to have to do a throw buckler at him to push it off. So now he doesn't have... That's basically 30,000 health now. You can see he's fully dispelled, that he's not going to get back. So that's good. It would have been better if I got that off of him a turn sooner, but it should be okay. Okay, so they're both fully debuffed. Marla's going to do her nasty attack here. And this is going to deal brave damage to people, so you can see that did a lot more damage. That nearly killed Warrior of Light because he has max health down. You can imagine what that would have done if that broke someone. He definitely would have died in 1 hit there. So that's the real risk with this fight. Fortunately, I have healing from both Warrior of Light and Agrias, so taking the hit's not a big deal. When you have the ability to recover, it's really, as long as the hit's not lethal, you're fine. Alright, and this will heal me a little bit. You can see Warrior of Light's already pretty well off now. So, the Marlith is getting very low on health, and the Lich still has quite a bit, so I really want to aim more damage at the Lich. Obviously, I don't really want to take another hit from the Marlith if I can avoid it. But I've got things like Vincent's Vincent's Nightmare Shot deals splash damage, and Agrias' EX deals full damage to all enemies. So it would be kind of silly for me to finish off the Marlith with a single target HP attack, because I can finish it with something else. So I'm going to get it as low as I can here, and then when it looks like it's going to be a lethal hit, I'm going to switch over entirely to the Lich until an area attack takes her out. I have a chase here. I would like to use that. It will help inflate my score. I'll be a little disappointed if this finishes her off, but I don't think it will. Actually, that's like really perfect right there. Unfortunately, you can see she's queuing her all attack right now, which means I'm probably going to take another hit from it. I have Shining Shield on everybody. Yeah, so everybody's safe. They've all got a couple turns duration. I think I'm okay taking another hit. It's not going to kill anyone. Warrior of Light's... Vincent has max health down. It could be a risk, but I think I'll be fine. As long as this doesn't get through Shining Shield, I'm not in any real danger. So you see Vincent lived with 600 hit points. It's low, but it's fine. Nightmare Shot's not up, but Agrias' EX is ready. So even if she rebuffs herself, the Marlith, I'm fine, because Agrias will absolutely execute it with the next EX. So now I'm just going to focus all my attacks onto the Lich, and this is going to give me just a couple extra turns of good brave damage out of like Vincent's HP plus and stuff. So I'm definitely going to kill her here, because if I don't, Warrior of Light is not going to be able to Brave Shave her to save Vincent. So, okay. So that's down. Now it's just a matter of finishing him off in a reasonable number of turns. Fortunately, both Warrior of Light and Agrias can generate some Brave to carry Vincent through this. He's not very good against a single target enemy. You can see that's a lot less damage than you're used to seeing out of his EX. But Agrias and Warrior of Light can generate Brave. And Vincent can always just throw a skill just for the sake of a little extra brave damage. I'm probably just going to brave attack here. If I'm lucky, I might even get another chase out of this Lich, and that would really help with the score. I don't know if I will. He might die before that. And there it is. I get another chase, so that's super great. Trying to decide if I should use a Knight's Pride to give some Brave to Vincent for. Here he has a lot of Brave. I think an HP attack is better. Alright, so he's down. I don't want to lose steam on this random little wave, especially if it means I might take a Brave break because I wasted too many turns and Shining Shield fell off. So I'm still going to try to use HP pluses. I might throw like a Judgment Blade or a Beast Flare or something at him just to speed this up. Yeah, I have a lot of skills left on Agrias, so... If you are wondering, Agrias is equipped with Vincent's Sphere. It is 30% attack down on crits while full health. It's not super impactful, but it's nice to have an extra debuff on her. As you can see, it like triggers Vincent's debuff power-ups when he's not able to use a skill in waves like this. And also, there are times where it basically means I don't have to use Livewire Shot to inflict attack down on enemies. It's only 30%, but it doesn't hurt. It's certainly not being ultra impactful to this fight. It hasn't done anything super meaningful, but in case you were wondering what the sphere is, that's what it is. Okay, so again, I need to inflict weakness to them so that Vincent's HP plus actually deals meaningful damage. And then I'm going to still try to distribute damage back and forth. The one nice thing is that with Agrias inflicting an extra debuff to one of them, it means Vincent can trigger plus versions of his skills right away. Alright, so something this guy does is annoying. Maelstrom sets everyone to 1 Brave, and then also strips all of your non-framed buffs. That can really slow you down if you don't have a lot of framed buffs. He's then going to buff himself and charge up, and then he's going to do some assortment of area brave or area HP or area brave plus HP attacks. The Kraken, on the other hand, does a lot of group brave attacks and then nasty single target HP attacks, which can potentially one hit kill you if you're not careful. So you see they both just buff themselves up here. So now it's Vincent's job to push these off. I'm going to start using his extra ability here. Makes the debuffs last a little longer, and since he's already got a lot of Brave, this gives him some overflow, which he already has some, but more overflow is great when you're already basically full. Alright, so again, distributing damage. I just hit the left one, time to hit the right one. EX should disable the Kraken. I don't know if it will stop the attack coming from the Tiamat. It might, but it might also be his strong single target Brave attack coming. I'm not sure which. I'll be a little annoyed if it's Maelstrom coming again because it'll strip my buffs. Okay, and let's see here. A live wire shot should finish pushing all the... Or a Beast Flare already did a live wire shot. That'll push the rest of the buffs off. I mean, they have one buff left, but they're pretty well disabled at this point. So you can see that sap really helps keep their Brave down, which is nice. Okay, I can actually fully dispel him through a buckler. And it's probably a good turn for just an HP plus. Okay, so someone's missing Shining Shield. It's Vincent. You can see with the attack down from live wire that like doesn't even dent him. It's amazing. So this is a Brave plus HP attack. It didn't do very much damage because of Shining Shield blocking the Brave hit. Okay. I'm trying to hold on to Agrias' abilities just in case I need a clutch paralyze to save me. Let's generate some more Brave. So I'm using that not to defend the team against anything that's coming, but just as an extra Brave regen. I'm looking at the turn count here. 10 turns from Warrior of Light is going to be the end of the fight. So or very close to it. So it's a good time to use it now. It's going to help generate a little extra damage as they get tankier as the fight goes on. I should probably use a couple of these Knight's Prides too. Yeah, I don't know if Tiamat's going to be doing... Ooh, double paralyze. He might be doing Maelstrom again, so it would be a shame to generate Brave and lose it. I don't know what he's going to do, so I might lose it anyway. There's not really any way to know for sure. Could be Firestorm. Yeah, what the heck. Let's use Knight's Pride here. And it's Maelstrom. Okay, so that was the battery from that was wasted, but she has so many abilities, whatever. I need to burn through some of them here because the turn count's getting very high. And I need to start doing some damage to the Kraken. He's going to be weak to Thunder, so when I summon, it is going to do some good damage. I'll probably have to focus all of my summon damage on him for the most part. So that actually didn't break him. So Warrior of Light Shining Shield to protect him here, but you can see just how this thing will HP attack with that if it can. That can get very dangerous. Alright, so they both have buffs again, so I need to push those off. Agrias EX is ready. This might be a good turn to summon. Yeah. I think she's gonna, between the weakness on the Kraken, she's gonna deal enough damage to come close to capping if she doesn't cap, even with their buffs in place. And then Vincent's gonna push their buffs off, so that's gonna take away most of the threat here. I can actually fully dispel with a throw buckler, but I think I want to do a Shining Shield because nobody has it. Live Wire is going to give Vincent his max Brave up again, and it's going to, you see, do almost 70,000 damage. Nice spreads a Brave Battery for Vincent. I don't know if I want to use another skill. I might just use an HP plus if his EX isn't up. He's only got 3 skills left. Yeah. Maybe not the best use of that summon, but I don't want to run out of abilities on him and not be able to Brave Shave. He is really my primary Brave damage dealer. Agrias can do it, but only if she has a turn when I need it. Vincent's much faster. Okay. Alright, so this is a single target Brave attack. It does hit pretty hard. But it's not going to get through Shining Shield, not with all those debuffs, especially the attack down. That might break Shining Shield if I didn't have Livewire Shot in place. Okay. Pop the last one of these, get that Brave Regen going again. I could target lock the left one or the right one. Guess I did the right one. I didn't change targets. Okay. So the fight's dragging on. I should just throw a Paralyze at him. I don't need to survive anything here, but it's late enough in the fight and I haven't used a guaranteed Paralyze yet that I might as well. EX is ready. That'll be some good damage. I wanted to make sure I wasn't pushing off an important debuff if I do a throw buckler on him. I guess Paralyze is taking up a spot. It's not going to push off anything that's super relevant, so that's fine. It's probably HP attack. I guess the Kraken has more HP. Alright, so the fight's coming down to the wire here. Turn count's very close to the end, and they're not dead yet. This will give a little overflow to the party. Gonna burn the last of Vincent's abilities here, just sort of all in quick succession. This should do a good bit of burst damage. And Warrior of Light, I'm just gonna throw these as Brave Batteries. In this case, I needed the Shining Shield, so it was good to use. Got 2 more Livewire shots. Hopefully these do enough damage to end this fight. Agrias should probably get 1 more EX cast, I think, as well. Gonna use the Livewire shot. I might need to Brave Shave after A takes back-to-back turns there, but this will charge my EX, and that's really what I'm going for. Alright, so this should eliminate any threat from the Kraken taking back-to-back turns. The silence will stop its area attack, the group water guy. Alright, so I'm aiming at Tiamat here because I have a launch. It'd probably be better to aim that focus damage on the Kraken because it has more health, but I think that launch, I'm really close to the end of the turn count here. This will be my 3rd chase. I think that'll help. Let's see, because I'm really, really close to not pulling this off. Let's find out. Hopefully, I hit the score because of all the chases and because I prevented the breaks early on. I'm willing to bet if I took even like 1 or 2 more breaks or didn't get a launch, I might not hit it. Let's find out. I just got it. So there you can see it is possible to get right up to the turn count, but you do need to basically, I only took 2 breaks.